This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, last session we saw about the introduction of APM or the mobile and mobile automation, like what are the different types of web application, mobile application we saw about it, and we saw just an overview of how to install your APM and in your Windows and your Mac actually. And also we saw something about like say what are the prerequisites that we need to have in order to understand APM. And today it's going to be like the first session, and today we are going to see about like say few concepts in Java. So going forward we'll be proceeding something like in one day we'll see Java and another day we'll see about some installation or some implementation of the APM. So like this we'll be proceeding up in our sessions. So today we'll check about like the Java, like what is Java and how to write some simple codes in Java, and the basics of Java we'll be checking it out. So, are you guys able to hear me? Like, is there any doubts here so far till now?
I actually we are
And
No, sir.
no
expecting
from my
It's
side.
clear.
APM
Sorry.
installation and sorry to say,
Yeah, it's
we
clear
are,
now.
yeah, we are expecting something APM installation and what is the purpose of APM. So is it only today Java class?
Yes, today we are just starting with Java.
Okay,
Maybe from next class, like we'll be mixing it up actually, because Java is quite important. Like that's the programming language that you are going to deal with it. So we have like Java syllabus from the starting actually. And maybe we'll mix it up actually. Maybe today we'll see Java. In the next session we'll see some installation of APM, Android Studios, and all the stuffs actually. Yeah, we can do like that. Yeah, no problem.
if possible, can you give the last session video link?
I think it was shared. I think. Let me double check it. Uh, 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 okay, I think somewhere it was shared. Oh, it's shared here. Yeah, this is the one. I'll be helping it to you. I think they're sharing it in the YouTube. Maybe you can have a check on that. Yeah. So is the recording fine? Like, did it answer your question?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So today we'll start off with Java, and we'll see Java for some time, and then let's try to check about like how to create your emulator as well. Maybe since most of you are interested, so let's see like say how to install Android Studio, the first thing, and then let's try to create some simulators inside in it. So by any chance have you installed Android Studio by anyone like
No,
previously?
Yeah, I think it's a SDK, right?
Yeah, Android SDK, yes.
Yeah, install.
Okay, fine. Have you tried to create any simulators in that, or like say how is it
And no, actually, I just installed. I didn't
installed
try
it?
with the full connection. Yeah,
Okay, fine, no
just
problem.
install.
No. Yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah, thank you. So today we'll start off with Java, and maybe at the end of the session we'll see the small installation of Android Studio and how to create a simulator. Uh, and then in the next session we'll see like few concepts in that Android Studio, like ADB commands and how to sideload and all these stuffs. And in the same session we'll see about couple of Java things as well. So we'll mix it up so that you'll have like few people will be interested into it. Yeah. So to start off today, like we'll start off with Java basics. So why we need to learn Java is like, say, Java is the primary part or the code that we are going to use it as part of the mobile automation. So in our APM sessions, so thus we need to know some few basic concepts in Java. So the basic concepts in Java include like what is class, what is object, and oops concepts, collections, and also sometimes generics also we need to know about it. So why we need to know like Java all these concepts? So in order to handle your APM much better, and in order to handle your logics available in your APM more precise and understandable way, so we need to learn about the Java fundamentals. So it is very quite important. So in order to read and write Java, so basically what we need to have it is like the basic thing, the Java JDK we need to have. So it is better to have Java 8 and a greater version, because I think like that is like up to version 17 or 20 available. So by any chance have you installed the JDK like we have seen from the last session?
JDK has been installed.
Ah, okay, great, thank you. Yeah, so this is the JDK link. So let me put this also over here. So this is the JDK link, and you can install the 17 version. So since I'm using my Mac machine, I'll be going with the DMG file. So if you are using a Windows, you can just go with the installer exe file, just run it. That's it. So what happens over here is like it will be it will be creating a JDK and a JRE file, JDK and a JRE file. So with these two things only, two items only, the Java will be able to run on your machine. Okay. So how to verify it is like, say I have a terminal, I've already installed it. So I think I have the Java, maybe to check it, double Java hyphen version. So I have the 11 version. So you can also go to your command prompt and then just type Java hyphen version. So if it is still not appearing, like basically what you need to do it is like in a Windows machine. So you need to set the path of your Java home. So you need to right click on your specific, maybe let me show it to you. I have like a small, it's a simple one only. So nothing big. Just a moment. So here. It's a simple one. So once you download it, so it's an older version of it. So I gave you the new link. Just download it, run it, and you need to go to your command prompt. So okay, so to verify it up, let me zoom it in quite a bit. Yeah. So this is the older version, but now only the JDK version is available, which when you try to install it, it will in turn have the JRE as well. So no need to panic. And for the Eclipse version, so you can again visit this particular link, which is available over here. So always have the latest version. So 2023-03 doesn't have a name, it's just that version available. Includes JRE for Mac, Windows, and Linux. Yes, you can try to download it, or maybe to better go by it. Better ways like say Eclipse installation Mac. Just Google it up, Eclipse installation. So whatever the tool you feel comfortable that you want to use it, you can use it up, no issues. So basically you need an environment to run your Java, that's it. So whether it's going to be an Eclipse or IntelliJ or Visual Studio Code, it doesn't matter. So whichever you feel comfortable, you can use it up, because nowadays even Visual Studio Code gives a support for Java, but with the help of plugin. But traditionally people go with either Eclipse or your IntelliJ. So let me go with this one. So you can use the Eclipse IDE for Java and web development. So depending upon your mission, whether it's your Windows, Mac or Linux, anyone, you can just download it up. Simple as it is. If I'm a Mac, I just go over here, just click it, and there is a download option available. I just download it up. That's all. So if you're going to be on Windows, just download this one. That's it. Simple as it. So that is how you download your Eclipse. So once you download your Eclipse, there is a package available. Just open the package. That's it. You'll be able to view it up. Like say there will be a package available. That's it. So these are the older versions of things. So what I why I opened this document is like in order to show you, like, okay, just a minute. Whatever I wanted to show you, it's not over here. Yeah, it's here. So if you're Windows machine, right, you need to go to your environment variables. So after installing the JDK version 17 environment variables, set your path. So here you need to set your in your system variable, you need to set your Java home, so that throughout your system you have the same Java version. And inside this path there will be something called you need to create this variable. This is what we call it as Java home. So you need to create something called a name called Java home, and your path till your JDK path we need to mention it, and here it will be set. So once it will be set, next thing is like you need to go to your path inside your system variable. Here also you need to set till your JRE version. C programs, sorry, the bin version, not the JRE, the bin version, because inside the JDK bin only you will have all the files that is available for your usage. So till this path you need to set it. So these two are mandatory in Windows, but in Mac it's not a mandatory. Just you run the DMG file, it will be set throughout your Mac application. So these two are the things that you need to set it up inside your mission. So once you set it up, you download your Eclipse, you just open the Eclipse, simple as it is. You can create your project. Maybe let me open it up, switch workspace, others. So let me give you a workspace. Let's try a different workspace. Eclipse demo. Okay, let me put it outside actually. So I don't want it inside this one. It's okay, demo. Let me create it like this. Just I'm using it over here, users relevant documents, and this is going to be my workspace name, and then I'll give it as a launch. So it's going to be launching a new workspace for me. So similarly you can create for yours, so that you can practice everyday items over here. So whenever there is going to be like a why the programming language is important is like, whenever you try to attend an interview, the first thing is like you need to try to clear your hacker rank or the coding test actually. So you need to know something about Java to clear it up. So I'll be sharing you a couple of questions related to Java which I have experienced it in my interviews, and also I can share you more things as well with respect to Java, because clearing the interview with Java is quite tough because Java is a wide language. A lot of people know about it. If minimal people knowing about this is like cracking it a bit easy, but now it's like everyone knows it up, so it will be a little tough. They'll expect more actually. So how to create a file, create a project is like, so basically file, new. So as of now we are not going for a Maven project, we'll go for a normal project. So click on the project and click on Java project, next, and then give a project name. Maybe I'll give it as a sample project, and then you can choose the JRE version. Sometimes in the latest Eclipse versions the JRE comes along with it, so you can choose that one, whichever is the environment variable, or you can choose the respective one, whichever you want to have it. And then you can create, yes, pretty much let that be the default things everywhere, and you can click on finish. So this, the hierarchy is something going to be like a project, and then inside the project there is a source file, and inside the source file we give the package, and inside the package we create the class. So this is how the hierarchy is going to be. So in case if it's asking for this particular pop-up, create module info Java, so just ask not to create, it's just a info file, so we don't require these info files for now, so don't create, you give it. And it's asking to open it in the perspective, in the Eclipse perspective, means like Eclipse version of your project. So open perspective, we can do it, and it's open like this. So expand it, you can see the JRE file available, JRE16. So this is going to be your Java runtime environment on which your project is going to run, and SRC is nothing but your source where you're going to create your code. So to create a code, so basically it will be starting off with a package. So you need to create a package. So package is nothing but it compilation of class file or compilation of code files. We call it as a package. So we can create something called a test pack. So usually package name we give it as a lower cases. Project name we give it as a camel casing. So that's what we follow it up. But it again depends upon your organization. So if you want to change it, you can make it uniform across your organization, which they want to follow. So you can click finish. There is a test pack, right click, and from your package you can create your class, test demo class, and then main method is a mandatory method. Click on finish. Simple as it. So you created your first class. So let me zoom it a little bit. The font seems to be a little smaller. That's the font size. Okay, I think it's much better now. So here we have it like say this is the package name. So that is nothing but the name you have given to package, and then the class name. So public class test class demo, and this is the main method. So whatever you are going to write, if you're it needs to be written within the class. If it goes outside the class, it will not be able to identify it. So you can create some methods inside the class. For example, like say if you want to create a method,
So may I know
so
different between package and class?
package and class. So package is nothing but it's a compilation of class files. So without package, you can never create a class. So always there should be a package available. Like say for example, I directly go to SRC and right click new class file. So what happens over here, you can see always there is a package available. So it needs to be referenced to a certain package. So I can tell you like say a class file will have an address. It's like a package is like an address to a class file. So without having a package, we can never create a class file. So I can tell like a package is nothing but it's like an address to a class file, or it's a compilation of a class file. So only with the existence of package a class file can be available. So without the package, like we cannot create a class. At least a default package will be available. Since we already created this one, like say if I delete it, so you can see the name is empty. So it becomes a default. If I try to do it like say test main method finish, so you can see by default a default package is created. So without a package, basically a class cannot be created. So in case if it creates a class, it will be reference to a default package. So without giving a name to a package, we cannot keep it. So obviously we need to have a name. So that's why we always give the particular package name to a class. So it's like an address for it actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
fine?
Thanks. Yeah, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me delete this one. We don't require it. Okay. Let me delete the class. Yeah. So this is a package and a class. So whatever we are going to write, it should be within the class file. So your bracket starts here, your bracket ends here. Simple as it is. And we have a double slash. Here we can give the comments. So anything. So here what I'm going to do it is like I'm going to create a method, a simple method. So method is nothing but you can call it as a function or a method or any name you can give it. So what it's going to do it is like it's going to execute a code code block. That's it. Okay, it's going to execute a code block. So how does the code block will exist is like, or how does a method will be available is like, it needs to have a modifier, public, and a return type. So in our case for now we'll just stick on to the return type as void. That means like say no return type. Void means no return type, and then we'll have it as a right, and then the method name of it, maybe I'll have it as something called a addition. So and then open close bracket, open close flower braces, and then that's it. So this is going to be a simple method. So what I'm going to implement over here is like say I'm going to implement a addition operation. Simple. So what I'm going to do is like int of result is equal to a plus b, okay, or 1 plus 2. That's it. Then I'm going to give SYSO is nothing but your system dot out dot print ln. So this is what how usually we log our results over here. So within double quotes we can give it like the addition result and then append it and give the result. Simple. And all your Java statements should be ended with the semicolon. Simple as it is. Okay. So when I run this particular program, simple as it is, you can right click it, run as option will be the Java application. So you can see nothing happens over here. So why does nothing happen is like say if you mention something in the main only, then you can display it over here. Okay. Okay. This is how it works. So how to
Is
add
whatever,
this? Yeah. Sorry. Please go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, whatever the business logic will be written in the methods under the methods only, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. We don't
Yeah,
dump the main method with lot of things. We segregate it and we divide it into something called methods.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how to call these methods inside the main method is like say simple as it is. There are two different ways to do it. So uh, one way is nothing but we need to, or like say for example, let me show it to you like this. This is the name of the method, right? Let me copy the name of the method, put it inside the main, open close bracket, and semicolon, save it. So now there is an error available. Let's see what is the error. Cannot make a static reference to the non-static method addition from the type test demo class. So what is the meaning of it? So it's asking us to change, it's giving suggestion as well. Change addition to static. So what is this? Any idea you have? Like say what it is conveying us? Maybe any understanding or anything you have, like anything that you understand it, like what we should do or how we should do.
With the addition method, right?
Yeah.
So we need to specify the access modifier with the like return type.
Uh that
Line number
basically
6 you are asking.
yeah, line number 6. Why it throws an error? Like what do you understand from the error? Simple.
No, actually here only we mention no, actually it's not a method, like we didn't we just declare over here. You know,
Yeah, we just declared.
abstract
Yes.
methods. It's kind of abstract methods. We
Yeah,
just
exactly. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Yeah,
So we
so
didn't
we
provide any
mhm, mhm.
implementation over there. That's the reason it's showing there.
Yeah, it's partially true. The simple thing over here is like say the message itself conveys you cannot make a static reference to a non-static method addition from the type, that's the name of our class. So what is the meaning is like your main method is always static, but in your addition we don't have the static. So let me put a static over here. Is your error gone? So
Yeah, it's
you are partially right. Like it's kind of an abstraction, but not exactly an abstraction. But the thing is like it is trying to expect something static and static. So it is something like main method I am a static, but the method you have given is not a static. So I need some way to call it. Either you put change it as a static or you use a different way. Simple as it is. So how to make it is like now I made it as a static. So the error is gone. So if I run it over here, so I get my result. But what
uh,
happens is like say
uh,
yeah, please go. Yeah.
yeah, one thing. Sorry to interrupt you. Actually,
Mhm.
when we declare a main method as a static, so under that every method should be static, right?
It is not the case. It is not the case. Whenever you declare a static, what happens is like say, whenever you run the particular program in your Java virtual machine, the JRE and the JDK, the environment in which you run, it creates a memory for that particular addition method inside the JVM. So that method will be static. As the name suggests, static means it doesn't change. So the memory will be consistent and it will be never change and it will be occupying that particular memory till your program will become executed. So that is the problem why we shouldn't use the static every time, because if you are keep on bumping up the memory, what happens at some time point of time, your application becomes slow. Correct, right?
So performance issue will be
Yeah,
slow.
performance issue will be coming, so it will become slow. So in order to avoid that only, so basically we have a class and an object way of representation. So what we do it is like say, so basically we are having a new concept called object object way of handling it. Okay, so now we are introducing you a new term, object. So before we see static, let's see different way, like say how to do it. Now you saw, right? This is a static is a keyword and it's one way to trigger a method from a class. The second way will be something like a object way. So object way means what happens is like we have certain definition for it for the object. So the object way looks like something like, say we have the class name, from we have like say the class name from which it is going to be invoked. So the class name it's over here like test demo class. Create an object for it. So usually an object will be the lowercase of the class name equal to new reference class. So reference class means like say from where the method is going to be referenced. So the reference class over here is going to be the same as that of your object class, your class name. So there is a place wherein it which it will be differing. So that is called an overriding concept. We'll see it in a different session. But here there is one class object equal to new reference class. So that is how usually you create an object. Now what happens is like let's create another method. Maybe this is a static method. So let's leave that alone. So now let's create another method. Public void multiplication. Close bracket. Then again we'll give like say int of result is equal to a into b, and then let's copy this one. Okay, so instead of giving a into b, let's give 2 into 4. So now this method, now you can see like say how I'm going to call this method without using the static. So I'll be using something called test demo class, paste it, and just keep a dot. So this object, what is the definition of object? You can understand it from here. So the definition of object is going to be like say it is going to be reference anything within that class. We call it as your object. So object is nothing but it's kind of a blueprint, or it's kind of a blueprint to your class where anything and everything within the class can be accessed by your object. So your object is referencing to a class, and so over here the reference class is nothing but the same class. So whatever is in this reference class, this object can access it. Now if I say like say multiplication, it's there. So no need to create a static. So what happens due to this one is like an instance of this particular item will be created in the memory, will execute the multiplication, and it will be going to the garbage after
I,
using that one.
using object, I can access here addition also, addition method also.
Yes, you can access it. Even though it is a static, you can access it up. Sorry, not. You can access it. Static, non-static, anything and everything it can access it. Even you can declare a global variable over here. So why I mention it as a global variable is like say, you can declare it at the class level. So that's why we call it as a global variable. So I can declare it as a string name is equal to Java session. Simple as it is. And then you can invoke it here, but in order to get it as an output, so basically you require a syso system.out.println, and then you can create this one test demo class dot name. So when you run your script, you're going to get 4 outputs. First one is your addition, second one is your multiplication, and third one is your addition, and fourth one is going to be your name. So it always goes in a hierarchical way, so it doesn't jump directly to the object. It goes like say step by step, first 9, 10, like that, something like that. It goes in a hierarchical way. So this is how your class, your object, and your static way of invoking the methods inside a class. So any doubts here so far till now?
What is the difference between static and non-static?
Static can access only the static. Non-static cannot access a static method actually. So non-static is nothing but this multiplication is a non-static method. Okay, so this addition is a static. So what happens is, like, assuming I want to call this multiplication inside your static, it is going to throw you an error. So your static cannot access your non-static. But what happens, like, I want to do the vice versa, your addition, I'm going to call it inside this one. So let's see what happens. You can still call it. So that is the basic difference. Your non-static cannot be called inside a static, whereas a static can be called inside a non-static. And from the performance perspective, your static always creates a memory inside your JVM till the entire program is getting executed. Only after your complete program executed, the memory will be put down. But for the instance variable type, you directly create an instance of the particular item. You put it as soon as when you call that particular instance of the variable, that means the instance of the object, at that time only the execution will happen in the memory and it goes to the garbage. So these are the two differences actually.
Got it. Thank you.
You know. So this is how your Java will be working. So you can have main method in one class and you can have multiple classes available and you can call it from there as well. For example, I can right click over here and I can create a one more class as well. Like say test demo class 1 without a main method. So let me create a method over here. Public void, maybe let's create it as a subtraction. Open close bracket. And let me give it as an int of result is equal to 6 minus 7 SYSO.
So I have one small doubt. So how many classes we
Yes,
can create in package?
you can create a number of classes. There is no limitation.
Oh,
You
oh,
can create a number. It depends upon our module actually. Usually how they do it is, like, say if you're trying to create more than 10 or 20, they try to subdivide it into different packages actually. But again, for practice, you can create a number of classes. It doesn't matter.
so same way the package also we can create a number of.
Yeah, a number of packages we can create. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I have the result. So this is in test demo class 1. So I want to invoke it over here, means simple as it is. Again, you need to create your object. Like test demo class 1. Test demo class 1 equal to new test demo class 1. And then you can invoke it up. Test demo class 1 dot subtract. Save it and you can run it up. So you get your subtraction result. Okay. So this is how you can create a class and you can invoke it up. But a good thing over here is, like, let's create one more thing as a static. Like say public static void. Let me have it as a division of result is equal to 5 divided by 2 division. Okay. So how to call it over here is, like, say simple as it is. So let me put it over here. So how to call it? There are multiple ways. Like say test demo class 1 dot. You can see the static method will be directly available. You can call it like this. So when you can run it over. So this is how static can be called. Static methods can be called directly. So it doesn't require the, even though if it's from another class, it doesn't require this particular uh, thing to be used. So any doubts here so far till now? How to access your methods inside the class and how to create a method? So any doubts here so far till now?
No doubts.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
No, from myself.
Okay, so we'll pause the Java topic here for now. So let's see a small installation of your Android Studio so that tomorrow we can see all the ADB commands and stuffs actually. So Android Studio, like you can install it in your Windows and your Mac, it doesn't matter, like only the package matters. So Android Studio, why we require is like say it is easy for us to run our application in the simulator and show it to you. If real device also fine, we can use it. You can connect your cable to your Windows or your Mac and then use it up. So today we'll see a small installation of your Android Studio and how to create a simulator in it so that you can also create it and check it multiple times. It's an easy thing, so not a difficult one. So for that, first you need to have your Android Studio. So without Android Studio, you cannot have any simulators. So just go to your Android Studio official website, and depending upon your mission, like say whether you're going to use your Mac or your other things, you can download it up. So I think at Android Studio will this website will be automatically detecting it. So it's going to be like you need to have a checkbox over here, check it, and then you see it automatically detects. My machine is a Mac, so it automatically detects. For you to, if it's a window, there is a different set of options will be displaying it, whether it's 64 or 32-bit. So I am a Mac Apple, so I can just click over here. It will be installed for me. So it's a huge installation. It takes little bit time, but I think I already have it. Let me check it. Yeah, I already have an Android Studio. So I'll just open it up, so I don't need to install it again or to download it again. So I'll cancel this download. Okay, my Android Studio needs an update. Okay, so once you have the Android Studio, just open it up. Simple as it is. It will ask you to create a simple project. I'll show it to you. How does it done? Yes. So I've already created a project, but for you, I think it will suggest you to create a project. So your screen will be looking something like this when I click the new project, right? Yeah, something like this will be there. So this is a basic project in Android. So it assumes like you become a developer. So it's like that. So I give a basic activity and click next, and then your name of your application, your package name, and where it is going to be created, and what is the programming language. Just change it to Java. Kotlin is the way to go for now in Android Studio, but you can change it. And what is the minimum SDK required? So that means the Android version. So you can choose whichever the Android version you require, like say till 11 it's available. Maybe I'll go with the 10, one step lesser. So that's it, and then you can click finish. So your project will be opened, will be available over here. So it's creating a project over here. Okay.
Are we using Android Studio in place of Appium?
Oh, no. APM is different and Android Studio is different. So APM is a server that's used to run your automation, but Android Studio we usually used to create some simulators. We require some simulators, right? If you don't hold a real device, like we can use the simulator, whichever device you like it, we can download it over here and use it, and you can run your tests on it. So
Got it.
it
Thank
never
you.
Android Studio never replaces APM. So this Android Studio is like because like assume a scenario like you run a team and you want to provide each one physical device to test it. So why do you want to have some physical device and spend the cost? Just install the Android Studio free of cost. Get the download the device and use it. Even though it's not a real device, it will have the impression of using a real device.
Now, is
So
there anything for the iPhones?
yeah, browser stack is available. So if you hold a Mac, you can have the Xcode. So you can create a simulator with that. If you don't hold a Mac, no issues. There are like a lot of cloud platforms available. Like say browser stack is one of the providers actually. So either it depends on you. Like if you feel like holding that particular thing in browser stack is very cheap, and I can use it, you can use it up. So this is my office login actually. So I get a lot of devices listed over here. But if it's going to be a normal login, like you get a limited set of devices, you may not get the latest versions. But still, the OS version at least you'll get one latest actually, and similar to that of like Android, Windows or Mac, you get it up. So each one for a free, I think for a free versions, like you get only like limited set, but when you purchase it, like you get like most of the things whatever you demand it up. So you can also use this one. So APM can also like access it with the browser stack. They can integrate it very well. So even in these are like it's a cloud platform basically, a browser stack. They maintain the devices over here. So it is close enough to a real device. So you can use that one. Or sorry about it. Or a simple way what I can suggest you is like if you want to do some manual testing, just enter the google.com and then go to the developers option. So here there is a device. If you click over here, there is a device available. So you can check on it, like how does it work on an iPhone XR and all those stuffs. If you, yeah, this is how sometimes it works. Yeah, sometimes for simple manual testing, like we use like this actually. So you click on this one, like it goes to the mobile version, and sometimes if you click on it, it should be the normal version. So you can see the list of devices available. If you want to add more device, click on edit. You can add more devices as well. But here again, there is some limitations. You don't get the latest things available. So since it's a very freeware and an open source, right? So you don't get all the things available. So if you want to add a custom
Even when it's in
resolution,
an app?
yeah,
So
yeah,
if it's
it
already
behaves.
in an app and not,
Mm. Already in an app. Sorry. Can you come again if you don't mind?
so if we are doing like mobile app testing,
Yeah.
so then we can access it with the browser?
Yeah. You can apps. I don't think so. You can access in a browser. You need an app and a device over here to check it up. But if you are going to access a web application in a device and check it, this one will be helpful. This way will be helpful.
Right. Okay.
But
So
for
then we
apps, we
cannot
need
use
a real device.
this emulator
Ah,
for an app, right?
yes, correct. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah. So how
Now,
to
this
create
is
a
called an
device?
emulator, and the one you're showing, the Android Studio, that is called a
That's a
simulator.
simulator. Simulator. Yes.
Okay.
There
Thank
is
you.
no much difference between emulator and simulator. Just it's like the way of representation. So here, how to create a simulator is like say. So basically, you need to have like say SDK manager. Just click on it over here. Okay, it's taking a bit time. Yeah. So you can. So as you see, I already created a device actually. So if you want to create a new device, create a virtual device. Click on it. And what is your phone that you require, or your tablet, or your Wear OS, or your TV, whichever you require it. Here again there will be limitations available. So let me go with Pixel 4a. Click next, and then what is like say the SDK that you need to choose it up. So if you want the like say every SDK is not represented as in a real world. like we say it as Android 11, 12, and Pi, something like that. But here the number will be denoting that particular thing. So I need to download specific stuff. I think I didn't download anything. So maybe I'll download the 32. Maybe it will take some time to download. You just click on accept, next, and it will be installing, or it will be downloading that particular package, that image file. It's like an OS actually, simple. It will be like this. So it will take little time actually. Maybe let it download. I'll show you the real device. So once you download it up, so basically it will be available as a device over here, coming it over here. You need to click next. That's it. Overall. So just double click over here. Okay, cancel. Okay, just like it's downloading in little time. Yeah, here also I think I need to upload my version, update my version. So let me try to run this one up. Edit. So I didn't create this system image. I can go to the show advanced. But if you're creating a new one, no issues. But it will take some time for it to download because it's like 1.4 GB or 2 GB. So it will take some time. So I didn't install this one. So you can see the camera emulated will be there. My machine is a quite slow one. Okay. Okay, I think I need to download it. This is not working. Yeah. So let me delete this one. Okay. So it will be like this for you traditionally. So let me create a device. Pixel 4a. Next. Okay. So refreshing. Just a moment. Yeah. So we'll download the one step lesser than the latest version to be on the safer side. Click accept. Next. So it will be downloading it for you. So obviously it will take time. Takes time because it's 1.4 GB. So it will take little bit time to install, and after that you can directly run your device. Your device will be something over here. So previously there will be a run button available. You can click on it and you can run it up. So this is how a usual setup of your simulated device would be looking like. You can provide the configuration whichever you like it and you can set it up. Simple as it is. So any doubt here so far? Maybe I think it will take some time for to install, maybe 10-15 minutes. You can also try it up. So any doubts still here so far?
No.
Okay, great.
No doubts.
Okay, great. So today we have seen about, like, say, a simple thing about Java, what are methods and stuffs, and also we have seen about the installation of Android Studio and a partial setup of your simulators. So once this installed, maybe I can show it to you, like how does it work. So maybe you can also do till this one, so that next session we can continue with this one. So
Hi, Arvind.
yeah, yes please.
Having some question regarding Miss Appium and Miss project thing is not related to this. Java and all.
Okay. Yeah, sure, yes please.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, so as part of project, what will be the covered? Means real-time project we will cover, or how is it? Like only the commands and the basic thing we are going to cover in that session as well.
No, like we'll be using it as only like hands-on. Like we have like an app available, like a demo app available. So we'll be testing on the demo app, like whatever the features available in the app, and we'll be doing that way. So if you want to automate it also, like the app will be available to you as well. Maybe I can put it on some Google Drive or like say something like that. You can also try to do it up. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, and means what nowadays see the both like Selenium is going to trend with the rest assured in the market. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
means API automation we can say. So what is
Yes.
exactly the demand of Appium means mobile testing best way we can say.
Mobile and web automation is like going steady actually. So only new thing that is popped up is like API testing, but API was been long time before itself. Whenever the Postman came into existence, right? So at that time itself, like API testing was in there actually, but quite past 1 or 2 years, like say I can say like say 3 years, API testing is a boom because like of the microservices architecture. So since
Correct.
microservices architecture came into picture, so API testing has been in a skyrocket high than the usual. So like that's let's like now a lot of people are move towards from Selenium towards some other tool, but APM has been steady. Like there is like not quite competition for the mobile automation here so far. APM is like there is still 90% of people available. Remaining 10% move towards Cylindroid and all those things. Actually, even though Cylindroid is a older one, still people use it. But along with web automation and mobile automation, they are also doing the API testing as well as a prerequisite. So when I say prerequisite, it's nothing but to populate the data, to populate the environment and keep it ready for our testing for the UI GUI functionalities. We make use of the API. So that's wherein the API comes into picture. So they make use of the API in order to make the prerequisites ready for the UI testing. But API is like much in demand actually. It's like very high in demand for now.
Yeah.
And again, there is a lot of tools available for API testing. To name a few, Karate, Rest Assured, and even
Karate
Cypress
is
is also
framework, I think.
yeah framework.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Cypress
a
is also on demand also.
demand also. Yeah, so most people are trying to utilize all these things depending upon the technological stack they hold in the company. So if few people are well versed in Java, they go blindly with the Java and Rest Assured. If like few people are good at JavaScript, they go with the Cypress and the API testing. So API testing is quite smaller concept only when compared to Selenium and APM. So there is not much bigger things involved except the authentication stuffs. Rest of the things are like say quite easy one. Yeah, but it's of very
Yes.
good usage for now. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Thanks for the clarification. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Can
No
you
problem.
summarize like what are the tools for like the mobile testing? Like what are the different tools we can use? Like an overview of either this or that.
Yeah, sure. Like actually for now, like we have only like couple of tools available for mobile testing. Like out of which like APM is the first one, where you can test the graphical user interface, UI things, and the next one is like say Android. Few people use it up, but it's like a older version of APM. I could tell because like even APM uses a Cylindroid as a background, but Cylindroid it's like only like handful of companies use, 4 or 5 companies. And other tool that they can use is like say if you are going to test your code, then you can the application code, I mean the code means the application code, you can go for Expresso as well for Android, and XCUI test for your iOS actually. So both will be helpful for your TDD approach, test data driven approach, where you're going to analyze the code of your application of the developer has written, and then before it is getting deployed, you're going to raise some bugs actually. So it's like working with the developer as a pair programming kind of stuff, where the developer delivers the small piece of code. You're going to test it with either Expresso or XUI test, and then you're going to put some bugs on it. That's it. Before even it's going to be becoming a real APK or IPA file. So to test a real scenario, like say real user interface, even Expresso will be useful, because we are testing the opening the app and then we are checking it. But still, Appium is like say the only tool like we can trust it and use it as a UI. But Expresso and XUI test, still we can use it, but it tests the application actually, the application code, not the exact application itself. So these are the tools basically we have it up actually for now in the industry.
Thank you.
Yeah,
One thing. Uh,
yeah,
Actually, Java perspective, I observe nowadays in the interview.
uh,
Mostly they are asking like a question on like the implementation basis, the scenario basis. They are asking the question
yes,
because
correct.
for example, suppose we have oops concept in the Java. So where you
Mhm.
exactly use? Tell me the scenario. They are not asking
Exactly.
like the framework level. So means are we going to cover like what exactly the scenario
Yes,
where we miss if we go with
yes,
like that? Suppose here we use the Java concept in our the script. That is the main thing.
yes.
If we discuss in this way, then it will be too much helpful to us.
Sure, sir. Like we'll teach it that way. Yes, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, sir.
because it's
We'll teach it.
very difficult to explain in the interview, even though we know that, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely, sir. We'll
yeah,
take it that way. Yeah, sure, for sure. Yes.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, just to continue for a few more minutes. Okay, no problem. Like till this, you can do it up. Like yeah, has completed it, so I'll give finish. That's it. And then, okay, it's refreshing. It's taking some time. Yeah, maybe no problem. Yeah, it will take some time, I think. Yeah, see, as you see, it's refreshed. So I have my OS available readily. API level is 32, and click on the next. Yes. So here you can configure the everything over here. So how your camera should be, whether emulated or something like that, and your networks and all those things. What is the RAM size over here? RAM, the internal storage, all these things you can specify it up. Then directly click on finish. Your device will be listed over here. The thing is like it takes a little time. That's it. And you can click on this particular play button so that the device comes into picture. Simple as it is. Maybe till this you can do it up. Just download it and configure it. Maybe tomorrow we'll check up the how to work around with this device, and few ADB commands will be seeing it up. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sir, can you please share the recording session?